Hi everybody, this is Tina with Loving Life's Little Blessings, and welcome to my video today. I hope that you will enjoy it. I have a mess happening here, but I'm really in the creative mode. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be sharing with you something that I'm doing for our team. So when you join Stampin' Up, you join my team when you join with me. And we do all kinds of fun activities and just fun stuff together as a group. One of the things that we love doing is something called Prize Patrol. Now, when you go to a Stampin' Up event, they often do prize patrols, and they'll be in the middle of a presentation or they'll be in the middle of stamping and they'll say, let's do a prize patrol. And then we get wristbands that have a certain color on them, and then when they call the color, you get a prize patrol. When I was at convention, I actually won a prize patrol. I won a Project Life prize patrol. So this is something that we just do with our team. It's really fun. Everybody gets to participate and have a chance to win. So this week that we're in, the way to participate is to use a background stamp. So I'm gonna do a card and I'm gonna use a background stamp because I always like to join in. I'm finding more time now to join into the prize patrols, but I'm not eligible to win. It's just for the team and it's fun, but you know, it's encouraging to see what other people are doing and inspiring. So I'm going to be using Watercolor Wishes, and I'm also going to be using this stamp set right here. This is a paper pumpkin stamp set that I actually purchased at convention, and it was just for demonstrators to purchase. It was a business builder set. So now I've done a couple different things, and I'm going to show you what I did that didn't work out when we're done. So right here I have a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock, and it's just cut it was an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and I cut that in half, and that gave me a 5.5 by 4.25. So I've got that, and we're gonna set this aside. I have a 3 by 3 inch square of Bermuda Bay, and then I have a piece of Whisper White, and I took a 1/4 inch off that so that I could layer it together like this, and we're gonna stamp on that in a minute. So then I have a piece of watercolor paper, and this is cut at 4 by 5.25, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this stamp. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my Stampin' Scrub, and I'm gonna clean this stamp because I've used it a couple times to try and figure out what I wanted to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that off. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're using the same colors. Anyways, I'm just gonna clean that off so it's not so crazy. This is the sticker for the back of the stamp. I always get the clear mount stamps, and this is the sticker, and I just never put it on there. So you can see, I just put it on the clear block and then I leave it. Sometimes I don't even use a clear block. So I chose 3 of the bluish colors from my Stampin' Write markers. This is a Bermuda Bay. This is a Coastal Cabana, which is retired. And then this is a Soft Sky, I believe. Yeah. I always keep all of my retired colors, even if I'm not going to use, even if they're not current. I want to start up here. So I'm just going to grab a paper towel, which I thought I had out, but I guess I don't. I thought I had one out. I'm just going to get that off there. Okay, so I'm just taking the brush end, and I'm coloring all over this. You're not even going to worry about the strokes or if it's perfect or anything because it's not even going to matter. So I'm doing a good amount on there. Then I'm going to take the Coastal Cabana. We're going to put all of that on there. And then what's that look called? The ombre effect, I guess, when it goes from like a dark to a light or a light to a dark. I'm not all that great on the technical terms, guys. You know that. It's just, that thing that looks pretty. That's how that's what I call it. So now I have 2 other things. So I have some smooch spray, which, yep, it's retired. Sorry, guys. I stocked up on this last year, but you can get it in other places. This is smooch spray, and it's in shimmer. And I'm just spraying that all over. Now this one, it kind of reacts with your stamp. It kind of makes the ink go all over, kind of, you can see the smudges that are happening. That's okay. So I have a spritzer. It just has water in it. And I'm spraying that all over. There's going to be lots of water. Now right here, I'm just going to mix that up just so it's not like this huge blotch that has no ink. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my watercolor paper down. I'm going to try to do that right in the middle, but then I'm going to take my brayer. This is something that I just recently got. I had not had this for a really long time. Okay, for the first 3 years that I was a demonstrator, I didn't have it. So it kind of gets everywhere, like there's some ink on this. I haven't cleaned it, and it's kind of getting on the back, but it's not gonna matter. So then you're gonna pick it up, and it's gonna be this beautiful watercolor look. Now there's a little bit like, kind of like all smashed up right there. So I'm just smushing it back down up here because I want it to go from dark to light. So you can kind of see that it's dark to light. I'm gonna set this aside, and then because I don't have time to wait, I'm gonna go ahead and dry it with my heat tool. If you let this dry on its own, it will be much prettier. Okay, so I have both stamps. So I have this stamp right here, which is the outline of the pumpkin, and then this is the inside of the pumpkin. So I'm gonna use Stays On. And we're gonna stamp this pumpkin. I think it's the cutest pumpkin ever. And I was ecstatic at convention to see this. And I also picked one up for a surprise for a certain somebody on my team. And I think that she's going to love it and be very excited when I present it to her in the next couple weeks. So now I have the image part of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do that in Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to color that. Again, we're not really going to worry about the strokes or how it looks on the stamp because I'm going to spritz it again. So now I'm going to hold this out in front of me. I'm going to hold it way out in front of me and just let this part mist. You're not going to be able to see that. I'm going to be off camera. But I'm just going to mist it because I don't want it to be a pool of water on this stamp, because I do want it to go onto this piece of paper, and this is not watercolor paper. So it's not gonna interact with the water as well. So I'm gonna try not to put my head in the shot. We're gonna go right down and come right back up, and we're gonna have a different kind of look. So I feel like the light is a little bit bright in here and you're not really able to see. So now let's just layer these two pieces together. I'm gonna go ahead and use my ATG gun just because it's a stronger adhesive, and I'm gonna be using that on the watercolor. So we can just center this piece, and that already looks super cute. Okay, so now we can take this piece. Now, the way it's gonna go is I'm gonna take this piece, I'm gonna layer this piece, I'm gonna layer this piece, and I'm gonna stamp the thank you. I'm gonna stamp this in Bermuda Bay, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and I kind of wanted to cover up where it got that icky color, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. So let's do this because we're gonna do one other thing. So we can put this, I'm gonna use this as a guide. I'm gonna put this here. We're gonna hope this works. I don't think that's straight, but that's okay. I didn't want to get my head in the middle of it. So one last thing. I'm going to take this white ribbon. We're gonna do the cheater method bow. I'm gonna channel my pink stamper, my inner pink stamper, Robin, and we're gonna do the cheater method bow. And we're gonna tie that. Okay, so I'm so excited that Robin's back with Stampin' Up, and I was excited to talk to her at convention. That was really fun. Okay, so this is too long, obviously, so I'm just gonna cut some of it off. Tighten that. I'm going to snip this off with my wonderful Stampin' Up! Scissors that make it so nothing frays. if you pull everything tight and you snip down right away, then it doesn't. So then let's use some dimensionals. I'm using some dimensionals out of my paper pumpkin kit. Okay, so now we have our little pumpkin and we have our card here. And then I'm just gonna tuck this right there. I'm gonna pull that tight. I still want this a little smaller. Okay, so what do you think? So here is the first one I did. When I was playing around, this is the first one I did. I still did that look on there. I think this is too bright and you can't see. Maybe that's better. And then I did some sequins and I just stamped over the pumpkin, which I liked that one. That was kind of the look I was going for, but it seemed like it didn't work. Like it seemed like maybe I forgot something, like there's just not, I don't know, it just felt like I forgot something. So then the very next one I did was this one, which is the one I just demonstrated. So this one is the exact same as this. Except I put the ribbon, this is just a card front, and I put the ribbon all the way around the Bermuda Bay. You can see that. Instead, with this one, I just wrapped it around the watercolor piece, and then this is a full card, which is what I just did on camera. So what do you guys think? Do you like the first one I did better, or do you like the finished product that I just demoed on camera? So I love the way it turned out. I loved watercoloring and that was fun. I am planning on doing some coloring and some upcoming projects from the holiday catalog. There's some stamp sets that I think are going to be fabulous for coloring, and I ventured out and purchased some coloring items, some items to color with. And no, they're not Copics because Copics scare me, so they're not Copics, but I did venture out and I bought a few things. I'm going to be sharing with you guys coming up in August. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I would love for you to join my team. We have a ton of fun, and it is the absolute best deal that you can get when you're purchasing Stampin' Up stuff. And it's basically, you guys, it's like being a preferred customer is what it really is. You will get many perks for being a part of my team and purchasing your product and getting a discount than if you're just purchasing product. So I'd love to chat with you guys more about that. If you have questions, you can email me at Katina Martinez@live.com and we can chat. Otherwise, I will be back. I'm hoping tomorrow with a Project Life layout, but don't hold me to it. I'm still getting back in the swing of things, but hopefully I'll have a layout with you guys for you guys with Project Life by Stampin' Up. Hopefully this week we'll be back to normal. So thanks guys, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later this week.
Hey, if you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside.